Hey there. It's me, Eden. If you are new to the channel, then please subscribe to my channel and visit my Patreon page for early access, link in the comment, thanks. As soon as the line was clear, I called Mom and told her about the offer and my acceptance. Are you sure that this is what you want? Mr. Daniels didn't pressure you, did he? Well, he tried to talk me into it, but it was my decision. I turned it down reluctantly at $4 million, but accepted after he said that the college would allow me to enter at mid-year and they offered more money. Call the college admissions office right away and verify that. Then call me tonight at home. Okay, Mom. I went inside to get the number at the college and spent the next 20 minutes trying to get an answer. I was finally informed that the question of delaying my entrance had been posed and approved, if I wished for it. I thanked them and asked that it be made official. They said that I would receive a letter of confirmation in the mail at my California address. Then I sat down in the living room to think about my decision. On Saturday, Carol arrived from back home. I picked her up at the airport and brought her to the campus so that she could get settled in, and then we went back to the condo. I told her all about the new movie in Mexico and my decision to delay my entry. I was surprised when Mom told me. I thought that going to college was the most important thing in the world to you. It is, but delaying it by a semester shouldn't hurt. I'll still be just 18 when I start, and the paycheck for the 3-month sacrifice is $2 million, net. And I'll be learning about the movie industry with each new day on the set. Mr. Tucker made me realize how much I've learned just from being on the sets. I'm going to try to learn as much as I can about every job while I'm down there. Kind of like on-the-job training. You'll probably learn more about the real way that things are done than I will from being in the classroom. Maybe, but I don't get college credit for it. Maybe you can. Some colleges give credit where a student has had a full-time job doing what they would have to learn by taking a course. You should ask the college if they give credit for your acting experiences. It won't hurt to ask. I'll call the admissions office on Monday. When are you going to Mexico? At the beginning of October. Mr. Daniels said that the movie company will guarantee that we'll be finished in time for the new semester in January. I'm going to make sure that it's in the contract. Next month I have to do a promo tour for Under the Scarlet Maple. What does that mean, a promo tour? You haven't done anything like that before. This is the first movie that I starred in. The stars are usually the ones to do the tours. I guess that I'll have to travel to New York and Chicago to be interviewed on television shows. At least traveling to LA isn't a problem. I smiled. I still can't believe that they're going to pay you $5 million for 3 months' work. I have to pinch myself sometimes. It's all so incredible. Let's go out to the pool for a while. Maybe Chet and Bud will show up. Carol started school the following week while I laze around at the condo. I visited her often at her dorm and began to wish that I were enrolled as a student as I was supposed to be. With so much time on my hands, I did a lot of letter writing to Brad, Debbie, and my other friends. I went to a few interviews arranged by Mr. Daniels also. It seemed as though I was being accorded much greater consideration now. It was now well known in the industry that I had starred in a soon-to-be-released picture and had been signed to star in another new movie. The interviews were more like business meetings now instead of job interviews, and I didn't go on them alone. Either Mr. Daniels or my publicist Jennifer always accompanied me. In mid-September I left for my movie promo tour, beginning with talk shows in Chicago. Jennifer was invaluable for making all of the arrangements and keeping me on schedule. For the last week of September I would be in New York, and then I would return to LA after that to complete the guest spots on the talk shows. I was booked to be on the David Letterman show on September 25th, and I was very nervous as I sat in makeup. I had dreamt several times about being on the Letterman show, and it had always turned into a nightmare. David himself could not have been nicer to me. We talked about the television series and the movies that I had been in. David's very witty and I was enjoying myself on his show. That is, until he said in that sly voice of his that he uses when he knows something that you don't, "Crystal, we have a little surprise for you. We have another guest tonight who knows you very well. In fact, this person was there, back when your career started. We have to take a break for a minute and then we'll be back and bring out our other guest." I swear that my life began to flash past my eyes. How many times had I dreamt about having my secret uncovered on the David Letterman show in front of a national audience? I had become so well known now that there wasn't anywhere in the US where I would be able to hide. Who could the guest be? Barbara, Marge, Debbie, Rick? I couldn't believe that any of them would do this to me. Could it be Pamela Prentice, the actress who had fallen and broken her leg on the day of the play's premiere? Who hated me enough to do this to me? Even though we were in commercials, there was still a studio audience, so things didn't halt when they broke for the commercial break. I did my best not to let my fear show, but David was aware that I had become suddenly nervous and played on it. "What's the matter? Afraid that your secrets will be revealed by our guest?" No. I don't have any real secrets. Secrets. I just wasn't expecting to have an old friend pop up here. Who is it? You know, it looks like you're sweating. The lights are pretty warm out here. Want a napkin? Okay, thank you, I said. As I dabbed at my brow I said, "Who's the guest, David?" It was funny how this began. We were discussing what we would talk about during the on-air time when we got the call from your friend, so we decided to do a "This Is Your Life" kind of segment. You probably never saw that show because you're not old enough. Basically, a person would be brought out onto a stage and people from their past would say things that would be heard by them and the audience. Sometimes the things were nice, and sometimes they were downright embarrassing. The object was to identify the speaker. Then the speaker would be brought out to confront the subject. We thought that it would be fun to do it like that. One little change though, we're going to electronically alter the person's voice so that you can't identify them from their voice. We were cued that the television audience was about to be back. Our next guest tonight is someone from Crystal's past who was there when her career began. Mystery guest, give us the first clue please. A disemboweled voice came over the PA system. I remember the first time that I saw you. Since then you've changed into the woman that America loves. I started to tremble. My worst fears flooded my consciousness. I didn't recognize the voice, of course, since it was disguised. I couldn't even tell if it was a man or a woman. Please subscribe for the next part and visit my Patreon page for early access. Link in the comment, thanks.